It's that time of year again. The leaves are turning brown, my friends are getting angry at me for singing Christmas songs, and Halloween is right around the corner. So what better way to celebrate than to dive into some creepy glitches in one of my favourite franchises? Oh, what's that? You'd prefer to trick or treat like the other kids? Too bad, because today we're learning about the Pokémon known as MissingNo. Glitches have always been commonplace in video games, be it Minus World in Super Mario Bros., or whatever this is, and Pokémon is absolutely no exception. Throughout the franchise's history, players have exploited glitches to do all sorts of things, but none of them compare to MissingNo. MissingNo is a Pokémon that both does and doesn't exist, and before you start trying to get in touch with Schrödinger himself, let me explain it a little. In Red and Blue, things were coded in a different way to how they would be now, of course, and this has led to a sizable list of glitches within the game, the most famous being the MissingNo glitch. The most popular method to perform this is called the Old Man glitch, where the player must travel to Viridian City and watch the tutorial on capturing Pokémon. Next, they must fly to Cinnabar Island and use surf to go up and down on the eastern shore of the island. After a couple of encounters, a strange Pokémon may appear, its name being MissingNo, short for missing number, and its body being made up of, well, I'm not really sure what it's made of. It's almost like this sort of static in a block shape with the top corner missing. Players have dubbed this as the backwards L. Another strange feature that it has is that it doesn't really abide by the level cap that other Pokémon have to follow. As seen here, it's level 147. If the player manages to catch the MissingNo, they will find that it knows 3 moves, Sky Attack and, weirdly, 2 different Water Gun attacks. They may also find that it's a normal and bird type, which doesn't really exist. But why would anybody want to catch this thing? Well, other than just wanting to catch something weird, MissingNo will grant the player with a duplication glitch. Any item that is in the 6th bag slot will increase by 128, unless the number of items in that slot already exceeds 128. An enticing deal to sell your soul for, because while battling with a MissingNo on your team, it will cause the other sprites to scramble, and when you check your Hall of Fame, it will be corrupted and ruined. This isn't the end of our story, however. What if I told you that this isn't MissingNo's only form? Depending on the player's name, MissingNo will take many different forms, the most common one being the static one that we already saw. MissingNo can take the form of a Kabutops fossil, an Aerodactyl fossil, or scarily, just the form of a smiling ghost. These forms will not have their own movesets, but instead mimic the movesets of the Pokémon whose data was accessed last. The final form of MissingNo is by far the most dangerous for the player to get. It's found in the Pokémon Yellow version and requires one of the other glitches to find it, such as the Mew glitch or the Time Capsule glitch. If caught, it will know Payday, Bind, and Water Gun, and will cause a whole array of glitches. The player may become invisible, or there may be duplicates of the player shown, and all other on-screen characters will walk in random locations on the screen after battle. It's pretty likely that the game will freeze or get stuck when battling this form of MissingNo, something the other forms don't do. Nintendo themselves have released an official statement about MissingNo, which reads as follows. MissingNo is a programming quirk, and not a real part of the game. When you get this, your game can perform strangely, and the graphics will often become scrambled. The MissingNo Pokémon is most often found after you perform the Fight Safari Zone Pokémon glitch. To fix the scrambled graphics, try releasing the MissingNo Pokémon. If the problem persists, the only solution is to restart your game. This means erasing your current game and starting a brand new one. This statement isn't quite correct. It actually tends to be much easier to fix graphical issues in the game by simply looking at the Pokédex data or stat page of a non-glitch Pokémon, and this is probably Nintendo's attempt to discourage players to use the item glitch. But this doesn't quite satisfy me. I love the idea that MissingNo is more than just a glitch with how the 8-bit games used to work. The fact that so much spooky stuff can happen is just too coincidental for me to ignore. Perhaps the original form is MissingNo in its pure form, and when it becomes a fossil or a ghost, this is it trying to play a trick on the player, to scare them with what they can only imagine is scary to us. Or maybe the original form is actually its yellow form, where it seems much more unhinged, sprawled out, violent than the red and blue version, and begins to cause graphical glitches like the clones of the player, or turning the player invisible, or, of course, trying to shut the game down from the inside. These are all just entirely my own ideas, and there are actually a number of other theories for MissingNo out there, such as the Cubone theory, which I honestly believe in. But one thing is for certain, MissingNo is a weird glitch with a lot of coincidentally spooky and strange features. Everything from its scary alternative forms to the fact that it defies what a Pokemon should be able to do multiple times. Happy Halloween everyone, and don't forget to check yours or your kids' chocolate bars. You never know, there might just be a MissingNo hiding in there.